Tonight, we're honored as well, before we continue with the service, to welcome a New Yorker who has become a good friend of CBST over many years, and in whose role as Attorney General she is making waves. When you spoke at CBST some years ago, I introduced you and I didn't give you advice, but I said I was glad you were going to be in a role to consider some of the legal implications about a certain person. But of course, we take no positions and we don't want you to comment on it. So Tish James, when she was elected in 2018, she was the first woman of color to hold statewide office in New York and the first woman to be elected Attorney General. She has been a national leader in protecting the rights of immigrants, a national leader in the fight to defend access to reproductive health care, which we note in particular on this Shabbat, which marks 1 year since the Dobbs decision came down. And Attorney General James has continued to stand up against corruption in our state and to take strong actions in all that she does. She was the public advocate of New York. We love our public servants in New York who go through all the different positions and really know how the city works and how the state works. So it's my honor to invite you, Attorney General Tish James, just to offer a few words of welcome on this, our Pride Shabbat.
My good friend Lou Goldstein. So let me just tell you, so whenever, Lou holds me down in the Bronx, and whenever there's a Democratic event in the Bronx, the Democrats come together, and if they forget my name or take me, tell me, basically, introduce me last, usually he's in the back and you hear this voice, "What about Tish?" Thank you, Lou. I love you too. Unfortunately, I was reading the New York Times today, and there were more than 300 incidents of anti-LGBTQ harassment, vandalism, or assault in the United States from June 2022 through April 2023, according to a new report reflecting a climate in which bias against gay and especially transgender people has become widespread. This report was commissioned by GLAAD, and the incidents, which were reported in 46 states and the District of Columbia, included online harassment, gatherings of armed protesters, outside drag shows and bomb threats against hospitals that provide gender transition care. They also included the mass shooting in November at a LGBT nightclub in Colorado. We're in a safe space now, a space where we can all come together, a space where we can summon the presence of God. Shabbat Shalom. I want to again acknowledge my very good friend, Controller Brad Lander. And of course, Seth, you certainly deserve elevation to the bench. Thank you for making history. It's an incredible privilege to be able to be with you this evening and to speak with all of you. And I cannot express my gratitude to CBST, which has allowed me to speak before you in the past. Shabbat Shalom is really a celebration of not only our shared connections, our spirituality, but also of our individuality, of who we are. And so I step out of the role of Attorney General when I speak before you on Shabbat, and I speak about my existence, and I also summon the presence of God. We take pride in who we are. We know that no matter what, those who we hold near and dear will love us, and that we will love ourselves, and that the one we worship will love us for who we are and how we are created. It is a belief that Rabbi Sharon Kleinbaum has expressed dearly in her 30 years of leadership and has taught me. Her dedication to the intersection of spirituality and activism cannot be understated. She is the one who leads with an unwavering faith in her principles and an undying love for all those near her and those who are not near her, who just believe in love. And of course, my dear friend, Corinne Jean Pierre, a woman who stood behind the White House lectern one day and unapologetically said, "I am Black, gay, immigrant, woman," the first of all three of those who hold this position. So she was my campaign manager for public advocate. Yeah. A campaign manager is basically someone who is supposed to, control your schedule, your life, where you go, where you don't. And she can tell you it's kind of hard to control me. But here we are. She not only uplifted me, but countless others who looked to her for inspiration, but most importantly, who looked to her for facts, and nothing but the facts. So thank you. And all of them inspire me greatly, and I am so grateful for the opportunity to learn from them and to worship with this beautiful, wonderful congregation. And whenever I hear the choir, you bring me to tears. And I know that I'm in a holy space, and you remind me of what is important, and you humble me. And I thank you so much. You truly are the voices from heaven. Bless you. We need more congregations like CBST. We need more choirs like the choir here today. And we certainly need more leaders like Rabbi Kleinman. Yes, please clap that up. Rabbi Kleinbaum has been at most events and rallies that I speak, this clarion voice, and particularly during these challenging times. You heard the stats. You heard what I just read from the New York Times today. These are truly frightening and scary times. And it's frightening to see how so many individuals can distort the calls for compassion and love that we have in our holy scriptures into intolerance and fear and even hate, just as they did to justify the enslavement of my ancestors. Yet at the end of the day, I take comfort in the fact that there are communities like this one in this very room that comfort me each and every day, that welcome me, that surround me with love. Communities of people filled with love and who see compassion for all as the highest duty of all. Because hate has no place in our hearts, in our city, in our state, or in our nation. And as long as I am the Attorney General, I'll use the force of the law along with the judge to protect the rights of all of you who are here this evening. Yeah. Now I want to be clear, the judge is independent, separation. So no bias, no conflicts, none at all. But what we both agree is that love is a feeling that demands to be unrestrained. How could anyone ever think otherwise? The moment that allyship turns into apathy is the moment we let hate win, and we will not allow hate to win. After 50 years of this congregation's existence, just look at how much it has impacted all of you, our families, our friends in this community, in this city, and in this nation. And look how much you have impacted all of us, including this Baptist woman. Imagine where it will be decades later. You are a sacred house of worship and compassion that opens its arms to everyone. You are a safe space where everyone can be just as they are and who they are. You are an inspiration to me and a source of strength and pride for everyone who knows you. I'm so grateful and honored for this opportunity to gather with all of you this evening and to welcome the Sabbath and to be at peace and to be with God, because God is love. And together, despite the bad news, we shall overcome if we only look at one another with love. God bless you and thank you.